Display technology has been constantly evolving throughout the years to provide the best quality possible. However, there's one technology in particular which is about to go mainstream in 2021. This technology is known as MiniLED. But to know what MiniLED is and how it's yet another advancement in future display technologies, we must take a look at the standard LED and OLED display types. LED stands for Light Emitting Diode. A diode is a semiconductor that allows the flow of current in one direction. When the current is passing through, it will be emitting light, and when it's not, it goes dark. The LED is just a backlight behind the LCD panel, which emits the light that allows the LCD to create an image. These LED displays are used in various different devices today, from TVs to laptops. A big advancement to standard LED is OLED, which stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode. This is currently known to be the pinnacle of picture quality, and it does not need a backlight to function. Unlike other displays, OLED uses organic compounds to create colors. Electricity activates this display in a way that individual pixels can completely turn off anywhere it's supposed to be dark. This ability allows for true blacks and a perfect contrast ratio. In comparison, LCD panels that use LED backlighting have local dimming spots that dim the parts of the display which need to be darker without dimming the parts which need to be brighter. The result is a higher contrast ratio, but it isn't as good as OLED, which can just completely turn off any pixel where it's dark. And since OLED doesn't need a backlight, it can be very flexible. This allows for the creation of devices with displays that can curve and fold like the ones Samsung is making. OLED is used in most modern smartphones, some TVs, and even some tablets. So far, OLED seems to be perfect. However, it also has its drawbacks. One issue is screen burn-ins, which are caused by an uneven degradation of pixels on the display. This shouldn't be too much of a worry since it doesn't usually happen with normal use, but it does lead to LED displays having an advantage where screen burn-in issues don't happen at all. Another problem with OLED displays is the peak brightness. OLED displays end up being dimmer than displays powered by a LED backlight due to its chemical composition, and so brightness must be limited. And to top that all off, OLED displays end up being much more expensive. So now we know that LED backlight displays can get brighter than OLED displays with no burn-in issues. However, they lack the contrast ratio which OLED displays offer. So they both have pros and cons, but what if there was a display that is just excellent overall? Well, this is when MiniLED comes into play. It works just like your average LED display featuring an LED backlight behind an LCD panel, but what makes MiniLED different is that its diodes are roughly 1/5 the size of standard LED diodes. The smaller size allows more of them to be packed together in the same area, which makes a big difference as it offers around 100 or more local dimming zones. For comparison, standard LED only offers in the dozens, and that also in the most premium models. This allows MiniLED to have a much better controlled backlight, which results in better brights and deeper blacks. MiniLED still doesn't have perfect blacks like OLED, but it comes very close. When you factor in the excellent brightness, much better blacks than standard LED, cheaper price than OLED, and no burn-in issues at all, MiniLED may just be better overall. MiniLED TVs do already exist, with TCL introducing them back in 2019. The TCL 8 series Roku TV, for example, which was introduced for under $1,000. Competitors like Samsung and LG are also rumored to introduce their own MiniLED TVs in 2021. Apple will also be another major player to make MiniLED mainstream. It's rumored the 2021 iPads and MacBooks will switch over to MiniLED, bringing this tech to millions more. So we know that MiniLED has better brightness and deeper blacks than standard LED. But what if there was something even smaller than MiniLED? A display that can produce ultimate levels of brightness, true blacks, infinite contrast ratio, and the richest of colors. Well, now we are stepping into MicroLED territory. It is 1/100th of the size of standard LED and is just microns in length. So small that the LEDs themselves can function as individual pixels, which lead to MicroLED not actually needing a backlight. The MicroLEDs are clustered in 3 different colors: red, blue, and green, and collectively function as a pixel. This pixel can change to any color, brightness level, or even be completely turned off to create perfect blacks. So basically it functions like the OLED panel I talked about earlier, but much better since it can go up to 5 times the level of brightness than even the brightest OLED panels currently available. And the best part yet, there are no screen burn-in issues. Though it isn't very popular right now, it does in fact exist in one of the Samsung TVs known as the Wall. However, like any tech that is unbelievably good, it will cost you a pretty penny. We can expect MicroLED to become more common later in the future, but for now, it's MiniLED's turn to shine, no pun intended. It's definitely exciting to see a display that has high peak brightness and deep blacks enter the market without being too expensive. We will soon be transitioning to the next phase where MiniLED versus MicroLED will become the new LCD versus OLED. Do you think MiniLED will become mainstream and replace the standard LED panels we have today? Let me know what you think about this display tech in the comments below. I'd also appreciate a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.